Hi, Jason Ellinger here from the Taika team. I wanted to get this information out in video format because of how much of an effect it has on you and on the projects that we process with you. What I want to talk to you about in particular is the recreation of non-editable files such as JPEG, PNG, PDF, and the like. Just basically anything that you can see but you cannot edit. And the reason I want to talk to you about that today is because of how much of an impact it can have on you and on your projects as you're processing them. So for example, we have the 100,000 word, 330-page PDF, scanned PDF document that previously was not able to process through your CAT tool. Now you send it to TaikaTranslations, our team does the project engineering on it, and we able to condense that down to 40,000 weighted words instead of the whole 100,000 words that you have to pay for processing that content. That's the reason I want to get this information out to you so clearly, is because of the effect that it has on each project, on many individual projects that you're processing. So when those files come back to you after we've gone through the recreation and editing and translation process, they come back to you in an editable format, and we provide the TM with that project so that you can apply that to subsequent projects. Now if you're wondering, do you guys just OCR the file and put it into Trados and then remove all the tags? No, that's not what we're doing. We're actually manually recreating these files from scratch, putting them in a clean Word file or whatever other file, and we're processing those in the editable format the way they should be, without any of these hidden formatting errors or fonts or extra characters that pop up when you when you run it through OCR like that. So it's actually the manual processing, manual manifestation of that project in an editable format. So with the way we're processing the content, we're routinely saving hundreds and even thousands of words on single projects. And so you can imagine how much of a savings that translates into for you. Now, if you're thinking like I do, I've asked myself the question, so how do the vendors feel? Do they feel robbed? Do they feel like we're mistreating them? How do the vendors feel after we've gone through the process of recreating and then sending that content to them, in the Trados file? And what I found is, over the past 18 months of working with this and asking and talking to the vendors about this, is they absolutely love it. For instance, if you have those seasoned translators out there who, are great translators, fantastic translators, but they are not very good at recreating formatting or putting boxes or more intense formatting that needs to be done on some files, then those in particular, I found that they really appreciate the fact that that is done for them. They don't have to do any formatting, and now they can just do their main job, which they're really good at, which is translating that content into that source language as professionally as possible. So we have an increased process quality for the vendor, an increased quality of the product, because now we don't have the hidden formatting or other areas that are deep in those files that you might have when you process these with OCR or other type of content manipulation, and we're able to deliver those faster to the client, simply because now we don't have to translate 100,000 words. We can translate 40,000 words and deliver that in the same amount of time or less than you would previously. One other thing I really like about it is that a lot of times now we can use a single vendor for translating the entire content instead of splitting that up in between multiple vendors and losing that continuity and professionalism of that single translator who's an expert in that one particular thing, or maybe the terminology is just being a little bit different between a couple of vendors. So that is a huge part of the reason why this is such a beneficial process change in TaikaTranslations and to our clients as well as to others. So one thing I would like to remind you of is that this works really well when you're dealing with projects with smaller margins. And so that's one thing that I've come across in projects in the past. Clients have said, hey, we've got a really tight budget on this one, we've got smaller margins, we're not sure if we can work with this content, but I've asked them to send the content in anyways. Let us go through the project evaluation and see if this is a good project for recreation, content recreation, and then evidently finding out that this they can actually process the content. It's definitely within budget. We increase our profit margin. They can even increase their profit margin because now they're condensing down those words that they were translating before. And so small margin projects, or projects that maybe previously couldn't get that target profit off of, this is definitely a great solution for processing those and for manipulating that content into the source language. The reason I sent out the video is definitely because I want to serve our clients as well as possible, and in doing so provide you the information that you need to make yourself more competitive, process content in a higher quality way, and meet those goals that you have set for you and your company. What we find is we can recreate about 90% of the files. There are some, for some reason we can't, for one reason or another, but about 90% of the time we can recreate those files and provide those deep discounts and those deep those weighted word decreases simply because of the recreation process that we're doing in-house. So if you have any questions about the process of recreation and recreation of those non-editable files, please get with us. Just email us at projects@TaikaTranslations.com, and we'll put our other contact details in the description of the video so you can have that available if needed. So thanks so much, and I hope this video saves you a lot of money in the processing of your projects in time to come. And me, as well as the rest of the Taika Translations team, look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks, and have a great day.